Hello everyone and welcome to the bathroom. So let's just cut right to the chase. You know why you're here. You read the title. You want to see this random person on the internet not use soap for a month. And I'm sure the first question that's in your head is, why? And the answer to that kind of starts with this weird journey we've been on with skincare lately. And it all started when Lush quit carrying the King of Skin body bar. I still have the remnants of one, actually. And they don't make these anymore. I love these things. They are great. They help keep my skin hydrated in this awful dry desert climate. And they don't make them anymore. That's just it. So I was left with, well, what do we do now? Because I don't want to get all dried out. And I've tried making my own version of these bars and it never, ever works out very well. And so when we found that I could not get my body bar anymore, Britt went into research mode and thus began the journey to learning about skincare. And in the process of learning about this, we also learned that there are some people who don't use soap. And I was intrigued. So as it turns out, soap can actually dry your skin out really badly. And there's a whole mounting body of evidence that suggests that conventional soap is not actually all that good for you. Conventional soap seeks to remove all the excess dirt that's on your skin, but the problem is when the soap removes all the dirt, it also removes all of the oil that keeps your skin supple. And yes, hello, I look different. I tried to explain this in my original intro. I didn't like how it sounded and I wanted to make sure that this actually was good and made sense, so I'm refilming it and that's why I look different. Generally speaking, our skin's pH sits at around 5.5. However, some soaps can range up in the pH of 11, and every time you wash your skin with this soap, it will raise the pH of your skin and cause a disruption to the natural pH that your skin already is. In some of the research I was doing, one article said that having your pH disrupted on the regular causes your skin to produce excess sebum to restore the natural pH. However, the soap residue ensures that a disrupted pH is maintained, and this will cause your skin to become excessively oily, and that eventually starts to damage the acid mantle. The acid mantle is a protective layer of oils, fatty acids, and amino acids, and it's basically meant to protect your skin, but once the soap starts to slowly disrupt it, you're going to start to get the dry, itchy, inflamed skin that so many of us have to put up with. And if that's not even enough to make you consider whether no soap is worth doing, you can even see out on the market more and more companies are starting to produce soap-free alternatives to their conventional soap products. If you're going down the aisle and you see oil treatment or skin cleanser or skin wash, odds are you're looking at a relatively soap-free product. That doesn't necessarily mean it's better for your skin, but it also means that it is lacking that crucial element of soap. So for those of us who are out here in the desert, sometimes it's not enough just to go soap-free. We don't really have a whole lot of humidity out here and it is super duper dry. So the most recommended method for someone who doesn't want to use soap in the desert is to involve a layering of the 3 pillars of moisture. The 3 pillars are occlants, humectants, and emollients. And ideally, you would want to do this right after your shower while you're still wet, because the water from the shower mixed with the humectants will help keep the water on your skin. The emollients help that water and the moisture settle into your skin and it fills the gaps to give you a smoother feel. And then finally, you would want to put an occlulant on your skin to help seal everything in. I tell you this because it's about to become important in a second when I finally get to it in the original intro that I did. So right now, my evening shower routine involves washing my hair with a cleanser and a co-wash, washing my body with soap, washing my face with an oil cleanser, and then hydrating with said body bar that they don't make anymore. For this new routine, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be exfoliating with a dry skin brush, getting in the shower, washing my hair with my co-wash and cleanser, washing myself off with water, and then I'm going to follow it up with this. There's the label. And this, which is cocoa butter. Chose cocoa butter because it was one of the first ingredients in the King of Skin bar, and anything else that was beneath it more or less exists in this. So with all that being said, I guess we'll see how it goes, and I'll be back to let you know what happens. So I have no clue how to film this since clothes are not a thing when you're taking a shower, but you're supposed to start at your feet, which is still strange to me, and work your way up. So far that's pretty nice, I don't mind it. It actually feels nicer than the plastic exfoliator that I have. And of course there's a cat. There's always a cat. There's even another cat over there. And this brush also has the capacity to have a handle, which I pretty much haven't used yet. Skin feels almost exactly the same, but it is nice with exfoliating if that's certainly a thing that you need. Just make sure you don't go too hard, or I guess you can actually make little micro cuts on your skin. So that's the first shower done. Overall it was pretty nice. I don't feel much different. Feels similar to the King of Skin bar, except it's a little bit more tacky. It feels like if I touched a cat right now, I'd end up with a handful of hair. But we'll see how it goes, since I know if it's gonna work for me, it's gonna take more than one shower to find out if it actually works. So I'll see you in a couple days. So week 1 was pretty straightforward. I think the hardest thing about the first week was just trying to remember that we're not using the soap. Many times I would get in the tub and I would have to sit there for a second and be like, what do I do first? Especially once I'm done with my hair. It becomes so automatic to just reach for your soap and do the things you've always done, and so breaking the habits was sometimes challenging because they're habits. The second week was hell on earth. So like 2 days into the second week, and keep in mind we're in full 24/7 caregiving at this point, so there's constantly things going on and there's not a whole lot of time to even stop and take care of yourself. And then the pressure tank breaks, which means we only get water for about 10 minutes at a time. And so taking showers becomes really, really challenging really fast. So the entire second week was spent pretty much doing sponge baths. Another day without a pressure tank means another sponge bath. And a cat, because there's always a cat. Despite the fact that we were doing sponge baths, no one noticed. No one thought I smelled weird. I didn't have any sort of odd feeling, smell. I didn't feel dirty. It was just like having it was just like anything else. It was like nothing else had happened. The only thing that was difficult was just that it was a sponge bath. The soap really didn't play a role at all. By the third week, it was starting to become a little bit more normal, something that we just do. It was a little bit more of a habit by that point. We had the pressure tank fixed, so we could actually take a full shower and not have to worry about being fast or with a sponge bath or with a bucket. So by the fourth week, I was more or less sold on probably continuing to do this moving forward. Honestly, I really enjoy the fact that I don't have to buy a lot of soap. I enjoy the fact that my skin is not super dry. I've noticed that if I have to go an extra day or so without a shower, it doesn't affect me as much. I don't feel as grimy or gross as I used to. I would say above all, the skin brushing has by far been the biggest game changer for me. The lack of soap certainly helps because it's not drying out the skin, but the exfoliation that you get from a skin brush is amazing. My acne has improved because of that, in the sense that I have less dead skin clogging up my pores, and so the acne is not as prevalent. Of course, hormonal acne is still happening, but I think that because of the hydration that I'm putting on my skin after every shower, and the fact that I'm not drying my skin out during my shower, I found that some of the acne can clear up a little faster or a little easier than it did before. I'm certainly not saying that no soap or skin brushes is this miracle cure that's going to fix everything, but it certainly has made the reality of what I live with my disorders more bearable and more doable, and I'm spending less money and technically spending less time while doing it. it's really great that we can basically buy a couple oils in bulk or buy them in big bar format, and that those can basically carry us out, and we don't have to constantly go buy soap, we don't have to go buy new products all the time. It's less packaging, it's less waste. And if and when we finally are able to hook gray water up to our showers, it will be beneficial not to have those soaps and those chemicals in the water and then going out into the garden, because a lot of the stuff that is in soap is not good for plants and it's not good for reusing in your garden. So for all those reasons, we are actually probably going to continue doing this, because overall I use less lotion, my skin feels cleaner longer, and it has less of an impact on my bottom line, my budget, and technically the environment as well. So what do you guys think after watching this? Do you think you would want to try going soap free? Have you heard of it? Have you ever been curious about it? As you can see, we're filming this probably 2 or 3 months after I started this challenge, and I'm still doing no soap, and I mean, I think I look pretty clean. I haven't heard anyone tell me that I smell weird or am off-putting, so I mean, like, has it changed your views on things? Let us know in the comments below, and if you like these videos, please click subscribe and make sure to click that bell button so that way you'll be notified of all of our updates. We'll see you next time.